What is it to honor? What is it to be honoring? You may have heard me talk about this on here before about the practitioners, the creators, the influencers that say like things you should and shouldn't do for your full moon practice, things you shouldn't do to be a good blah, blah, blah. Like, no, thank you. I left organized religion because I don't like people telling me what I should and should not be doing with my practice. However, when I was thinking about that and thinking about the word, like, what is the essence of what I do? Just honor and creating a more sacred space for that place of growth and potential. Now, sure, when you look up the definition of honor or honoring, it's like high regard or like high esteem for you where you are. But what do we do when we're stuck in a place where we don't really have high esteem or high regard for the space that we're in? One of the ways that I really befriended my tenderness, befriended my anxiety, was to create an honoring by establishing a relationship to these aspects about myself. So rather than hating them, I ended up actually like kind of loving them. And then the question is, how do we create honoring when we are in a space where we don't really appreciate where we are? And part of what came up for me was this aspect of forgiveness, of consideration and forgiveness and honoring the space that I am with an understanding that that's not where I will always be, that it's okay to be where I am, and humanizing my experience with a great deal of compassion. So when we think of Samhain coming up and we think of like the veil being lifted and stepping into like the holiday season, it's a heavier season for me. And I know a lot of people who feel the same way. So how do we establish that honoring, that joy, that sacredness without like making it too big or too loud or like this pressure of like do, be. There's a class that I created called the Grace and Gratitude Journaling Circle, where I just created a very gentle space for people to come, to journal, to meditate, to talk, to have community. And I thought, well, what if I could embody that with the essence of Samhain and create a Samhain-based event, where we are really focusing on the intention of honoring and creating that grace for ourselves as the veil is being lifted, as we are honoring our past loved ones, but also honoring the parts of ourself that have passed. I'd love for you to join me. It's on October the 27th. It's being held via Zoom. So if you are in another state, you can come and join. It's from 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And the link is in my bio. It's a 2-hour class. It's only $20 to come. I wanted to make it as accessible as possible to people. And I would absolutely love for you to be there. Drop in the comments what you think honoring is, and I'd love to start a conversation about that.